I'm going to talk just a bit about the exchange first between Superfly and Jesus Freak, and then his recent exchange between himself, that is, Superfly, and Mel's Basket Case. Here's what I said to him. My objection to what Superfly has done is not that Jesus Freak has any ground to stand on. He doesn't. Obviously, he's being cruel and irrational to make the claim because someone in the Bible was willing to sacrifice their son because supposedly God told them to do so. That he would be willing to do that as well is unbelievable. And I am as sickened and outraged as any person would be. But my problem is that to counter that argument, things like this are said about the person who is being cruel and irrational, as Jesus Freak is. To say that he is evil, filthy, disgusting, monstrous, troglodyte, this thing called Jesus Freak is subhuman. I don't think that exchanging irrationality for irrational insult advances any kind of coming to see that child abuse is a terrible thing, and that any book that tells you to use child abuse as a rationale for your actions and tells you that you may have to sacrifice your children if supposedly God tells you to, that is so cruel and so irrational that all you need to do is talk about that. You don't need to use these kinds of insults. Using unreason to counteract unreason is not the answer. The fact that anyone would say that it is just demonstrates how irrational the exchange, in my opinion, between Superfly and Jesus Freak really is. Anyone who says that he would be justified to kill his children because he hopes that he would have strong enough faith is delusional. But using slurs like subhuman says that there are no rational grounds to counter his absurdity, but there are rational grounds to counteract him, and we should be using those, not just exchanging insults. And now about Superfly and Mel's Basket Case. I've watched Mel for a long time, and you can tell her to man up if you want to, Superfly, but maybe you should think a little bit about the fact that, as you say, and I think you are, you're a humane and decent person, and sometimes the hardest thing to do is just see the situation and be rational and wise, and that's what I would ask you to do in this situation. Now, you know, I debated you about Sharia law once, and after a lot of research and things you pointed to, I realized I think I was wrong about that. I wanted to be a multiculturalist, and I really think we should tolerate groups and even welcome groups, but I think some things can be a problem, and I admit that I was mistaken in that debate with you. I think you had the high ground, not high ground because I never insulted you, but you were right about it, and I did a lot of research to find that out, because I just want to, you know, I like pluralism, and but I was mistaken. I mean, I definitely was mistaken, but I just wish that we would all calm down, and if you want to make a rational argument, there are lots and lots of ways to do that, about the absurdity of this Bible story, and a lot of people have. I pointed to someone who has, her name is Alice Miller, who has used this in her research, this parable, this story from the Bible, to show how irrational it is and how it leads to child abuse. But I just don't see this exchanging insults as argument, and so that's it. And I know that YouTube, that's not popular to say, but it's the way I feel. Take care. I hope this resolves itself positively. Bye.